I'd like to share with you 3 not so well known things which are essential for progress on the spiritual path. They are: don't compare yourself with others, don't live in the past, and lastly, don't lose faith in the Guru, don't doubt God. In the beginning, it is normal to compare yourself with others, wondering where you are in comparison to everyone else around you spiritually. But everyone has different samskaras or experiences to go through according to their past karma. Some will have wonderful sadhanas or experiences, while others will not. Some would have met Baba or have had amazing Baba dreams, while others have not. None of these should be compared to, because they will create either a superiority complex or an inferiority complex. Both are detrimental to spiritual progress. Comparing will usually lead to judgment, which in turn becomes criticism, something Baba always cautioned against. Of all our many conduct rules, all mention a form of non-criticizing to others. As you think, so you become. So by ideating on other people's faults, you take on them yourself, creating more obstacles to spiritual progress. The only one we should be comparing ourselves with is Baba, and always strive to become like him. Baba once explained the spiritual journey using a train journey as a metaphor. We all hop on the train together and all moving towards one goal. But while on that journey, some will have the windows open, the shutters up, and they'll get to enjoy the view as they're going along, while others might have the windows down or the shutters down, and will not see anything, will not enjoy any of the view or very little of the view. But both will get to their destination, which in our case is Parampurusha, Supreme Consciousness. So it's not so important what you experience on the way, just that you are on the way, doing the practices. And Baba said there are 2 ways to know if you are progressing spiritually. First is by the radius of your love. The more you love not only people, but animals, plants, the environment, everyone, the more you know you are progressing. The second way is by your positivity. Spiritual people are always positive and optimistic, knowing that God or Baba is guiding and taking care of them. It is the nature of consciousness to be positive and loving. Therefore, it follows, the more you have these 2 qualities, the more you know you are progressing. Not by occult powers or spiritual experiences, but by the radius of your love and positivity. Remember, there is no reason for a devotee to be upset under any circumstances. Remain in this world without any worries. Keep doing your duties. Do sadhana and sing devotional songs. Whatever is to be done for your liberation, for your salvation, for your perfection, the Supreme Consciousness will do it. The second one is, don't live in the past. Baba said, O sadhakas, you must forget all your past deeds, all your tales of glory and ignominy, from the memorial moment you start moving on the path of sadhana or intuitional practice. Do not look back. You don't have eyes in the back of your head. As indispensable as it is to be cautious and careful, so that the self-created tornado propelling you forward does not dash you down to the ground. To ensure you a safe journey ahead, you may sometimes throw back a cursory glance, but no more. Baba is saying here, don't dwell on your past mistakes or bad behaviour. Just focus on doing good in the present. Where Baba says at the time of initiation, you should forget all the past. You may or may not have been a sinner, you may or may not have done bad things. But from this point onwards, you're only to think about the future, which is bright, because you're going to become one with Parampurusha, with God consciousness. But interestingly, he includes us not to just not dwell on our past sins, but also our past glories as well. They can hold us back just as much as our past sins can. because we may want to reminisce the enjoyment we experienced. Maybe it was the praise or the popularity, the prestige and status, or just the easy life that we enjoyed. Some things our egos can find very tempting and might develop a desire to return to, taking us away from the spiritual path. Baba says we don't have eyes in the back of our heads, so don't look back to the past, except to learn from our mistakes, otherwise to keep marching forward on the spiritual path. The third one is doubting the Guru, or God. Once in Calcutta, sometimes in the early 70s I think it was, there were a lot of avadhuts who were leaving Anandamarga. One Dada was thinking, why are so many good sadhakas leaving and saying such bad things about Baba and Anandamarga? He was confused about whom to follow and whom to believe. Then suddenly he got a call to see Baba. He entered Baba's room and Baba asked him how he was. Dada said nothing. He was too clashed, I think. He then invited him to come for a walk with him. During the walk, Dada asked Baba, why are so many good avadhutas leaving Anandamarga? Will they ever return? Baba replied, do you know what sadhana is? Dada said nothing. Baba explained that there are two paths, the Vedic and the Tantric. The Vedic path is mostly about prayer and worship of external objects like idols, images, etc. There is little importance given to the Guru or sadhana. Tantric path, on the other hand, is predominantly internal, with most importance given to Guru and sadhana, and with the oath and surrender to Guru and God as essential. Here mukti or moksha is guaranteed, unlike in the Vedic path, which is mostly about external glorification and worship. In fact, Baba discourages the public glorification of him, saying we should promote Anandamarga and its ideology rather than him, not wanting us to become another religion or guru personality cult. Baba continued to explain to Dada about what sadhana is by saying, when you take the oath at initiation, it is like I then take hold of your wrist and start pulling you towards me. But Baba said that when you offer everything to him, as you do in Guru Puja, it is like you are taking hold of Guru's wrist and so pulling yourself towards him. Alternatively, you could say initiation is like Guru starts drawing you closer and closer to him. But when you surrender and offer everything to him, it is like you are also moving closer towards Guru. It is here that the Guru-disciple connection and relationship is made, and where great progress begins. But Baba has also said that there are several tests which the Tantric Guru gives, with the one concerning faith and doubt the hardest and the most important to pass. Even if you've passed the other tests that he may have given you, this is the one that counts. Here Baba will create such circumstances around you that you begin to doubt him. Even if you've passed all the other tests, but not this one, there will be spiritual downfall, meaning you'll leave the spiritual path. During this difficult time, one must learn to surrender to him, knowing only his grace can get you through. If you've let go of Guru's wrist or stopped moving towards him because you have lost faith in him and stopped the practices, he will still hold on to you, pulling you towards him. But because you have stopped doing sadhana, you become very worldly minded, and internally you start to react to Baba, saying, get out of my life, I don't want you in my life. It is then that Guru has to let go of you and you fall. It can take many lifetimes before you get the inspiration to do sadhana again. We can see in the history of Anandamarga times when Baba may have created such dramas to test our faith, which resulted in many leaving Anandamarga and Baba. For example, when he's imprisoned and poisoned, or when he left his body, or even the organizational difficulties that came after that. This test could also be confined to your sector, unit, family, or just to yourself. I experienced this dark night of the soul myself, and found by doing regular Swajaya I gained my faith and inspiration. So these are the three things you need to be aware of on the spiritual path. Not comparing yourself with others, not living in the past, and doubt of Guru. But of course, with all things on the spiritual path, ultimately to be able to pass the test or to follow any of the other 2 points, we need Guru's grace. Grace is everything, so everything we must do ultimately must be geared towards gaining his grace.